Welcome back to another episode of Kerbal Space Program. I have received a directive from the Kerbal Space Administration which states, given the new technology, it is no longer acceptable that Kerbals must be rescued. All planes and spacecraft must be equipped with a rescue and return pod. So, in this video, we are building a rescue and return space pod. What is the new technology that has been mentioned? Well, you may well have noticed some additional parts already. Basically, downloaded a mod, well, not a mod, extra parts from the Kerbal mods and whatnot. Can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. Basically, fuel generators, etc. And then when I was looking at the config files for the parts, I realised that I could mod existing parts. So I copied the large fuel tanks and modified them to include fuel generators. Cheating? Well, sort of. The fuel generators require huge amounts of power to run and generate fuel quite slowly. Also, I made them so that they start off with no fuel and are actually considerably heavier than their normal full counterparts. So, not really that much of a cheat. So, in this video, creating a large pod using the Mark, is it 2 capsule? The one that's on the top of that anyway. So what we've basically got is a multi-purpose pod. 4 large solar panels on the top. Underneath that we have 2, I think it's the X808 fuel tanks, which are the modified versions, so they start off empty with the fuel generators. We have landing legs, for obvious reasons. We have 4 of those little liquid rocket engines, basically to push us around space and establish orbits and break orbits and whatever. Putting on the RCS now. Also modified the fuel tanks so that they have RCS fuel generator and they store RCS fuel as well. Also on there is a inline reaction control wheel and a pair of 4K batteries. So whacking on the RCS quads now. On the top of the pod we have parachutes for coming down into Kerbal atmosphere, and right at the top of that we have the shielded medium-sized docking port, and of course underneath right at the bottom we have the large docking port, so we can dock it to whatever spacecraft it is that we're actually piloting. Chucking on some lights, for obvious reasons, so that we can see ourselves in the dark. Also stuck on where the lights are at the moment, some nuclear generators, basically backup power for when we're in the dark side. So simple-ish pod. Checking the weight, because the fuel tank's empty, the centre of mass is actually quite far forward. So just looking at the other types of generators there, Just trying to work out, is there anything else I need on this thing? So let's run through the checklist. We have lights, parachute, batteries, solar panels, emergency generators, landing legs, RCS, small liquid rocket engines. Is there anything else that I have forgotten? Nope. Give it a name. That should do. Come on. Faster. Post-me. Oh, pre-me. Yes, pre-me. Come on, faster. Right. So now we build a launch stage. Obviously, we need to test this thing, so we need to shoot it up. So, medium-sized tank, big mainsail engine, and we're going to shoot it up. So, question is, who has spotted my error? I have made a catastrophic error, and in a moment... See, I never spotted it. I got distracted at this point, so I never did my full checklist. Yes, I got interrupted by someone walking in through the door. As you can see by the pause here. I'm at 2 times video speed, by the way. So, throttle up, start the generators. As you can see, my power level is dropping and fuel is going up. And yes, that would be my error. The editor had put everything in one group, so when I activated, it deployed the parachutes and the mainsail, which kind of ripped us into little bits. Yes. Always check your staging before you launch. So let's go and do it again, shall we? And a successful launch this time. And oh boy, are we shifting. And there's the atmospheric effects. Don't they just look cool? And in a minute we're going to get... Oh. Yeah, I already knew that was going to happen. But we got atmospheric heating effects as well. So, a few colourful metaphors. Yeah. At least the command pod survived and no Kerbals were killed. So, see bits flying off all over the place. And there goes the battery bank and the downward facing lights. Joy! Well, at least the parachutes work. And as I said, Kerbal didn't die. So let's go and do that again, shall we? This time we won't use full throttle. Yeah, 2/3 ought to do it. Just bank over a touch so we don't come back down on the space centre. A little bit of heating effect there. And the main engine cuts off. So we sever it and it floats away. That was just there to get us up into orbit anyway. So it decided to swing prograde on us automatically, so we'll just use the RCS to just move us away from that floating debris so it doesn't foul anything up. but it got us up to 40,000, which is reasonable. You can see the generators putting some fuel in, both the liquid fuel oxidizer and the RCS. And as you can also see, the battery power is running down. So we're falling back now. Deploy the parachutes, coming down, 15,000. We're not landing in the water. That's 8,000. 5,000. 4,000. 3,000. 2,000. 1,000. Oh dear. Yeah. When the parachutes opened, it separated the capsule from the rest. Well, at least the Kerbal survived and didn't die. But we kind of want the pod to come down in one piece. So, a few more colourful metaphors. Just having a think, what can we do to prevent that? I know what can be done. Can anyone guess what I'm going to do here? Yeah. Interesting. Whack on 4 drogue chutes. Will that help? Well, we are going to find out. So we've shut it up. We'll separate the engine. Just a quick blast from the RCS. I think my Kerbals are a bit bored. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, that could be an issue. That's upset the apple cart. This is not good. Oh, wait. I can use the reaction control system. There we go. That'll keep us upright. Right, and landing legs down. And the drogues deploy. Ah, bugger. Nope. Even the RCS won't help us this time. Oh dear. Oh dear, that's never good. Well, we're coming down slowly, at least. Hopefully nothing will be obliterated, unless something was to happen before we hit the ground. I wonder if something could happen. Does anyone know what could happen? Yep, that happened. And our Kerbals still look bored as they wave to you. Oh, one's getting a little bit too excited there. Careful, you'll be creating waste. Oh, they're getting very excited now, and we have a successful landing on the surface. And just deploy the solar panels, make sure nothing goes wrong as they mysteriously float through things on the side. We start the generators. And we EVA a Kerbal. Why have we EVA'd a Kerbal? So that we can repack the parachutes. Uh-oh. Can't reach that one. Those two drogue chutes you can't reach yet either. Then again, the parachutes are designed really, should only need to use them once, so that's not too bad. So we've got a little bit of fuel. We've got some lights, batteries are charging. I would say that's a reasonably successful mission. Well, all the Kerbals seem to be happy to be back on firm ground. They have escaped the Space Center. Escaped certain doom from being at the Space Center in a training facility. I love the way those solar panels sort of twist in the most awkward possible way. Nope. The orange thrusters, nor the RCS as well, will help to lift you off Kerbin's gravitational clutches. Not this time. Right, so few little mods required. Basically, you need to put the weight at the bottom. Ah, that's better. Move it about a bit. Oh, slight issue here. Come on. There we go. That looks a bit more stylish, don't you think? Still at the wrong side of the centre of mass. Now what am I going to do about that? Let's chuck another one on. Nope, that hasn't helped us. And another one. Really? Not helping? Move the legs down. That's helped a bit. You know, yeah, let's stick another one on. Go on, go for it. Big one. Standard fuel tank. No, we'll stick a modded fuel tank on. Or two. And the weight still hasn't come down. So instead, we'll just change the order a bit. There we go. And now, all the parachutes are above the centre of mass. Well, just about. Sort of. Well, don't forget to put the extra RCS back on. And we might as well stick some more there for good luck. Why the hell not? And some more emergency power generators. Again, why the hell not? They're not that heavy. Check the staging this time, we learnt from the first mistake. Always check your staging. So just do a few checks, start the generators for launch. And of course disable the thrust feed as well, which is something I didn't do the first time. Oops. But oh well. So sailing up quite nicely. We know it's going to work this time because it worked before. This time is going to be so boring and uneventful. Use a bit of RCS to get us out of the way of the mainsail, nuclear mainsail. And finally we start falling back down again. So, deploy the drogues, deploy the main chutes, and no tumbly. Told you this one was going to be boring. Sorry, no water landing either. Just going to be a boring parachute descent to the ground. What could possibly go wrong? Nope. Opening of the main chutes did not cause a problem. Told you this was going to be boring. And successful landing on the ground. Check the solar panels. Oh, a little bit too much for the solar panels, 3 generators. Oh well, 2 will do. I think that's a pretty successful test. So guess what happens now? Oh yeah, big tank time. So I've just decided to, why the hell not? If one of those nuclear generators explodes, it doesn't matter whether we have 1, 5, 10, or blooming 50, they're all going to die anyway. Oh, wibbly wobbly. Right, might as well go ahead and start the generators. Ooh. Yeah, spotted a slight staging issue. So let's go and check it. Let's go and correct it in the assembly hangar so that we don't have to correct it if we need to revert back to launch. So this time we're going for space. Since this thing is designed to traverse space, then we need to test it in space. So let's shoot them up. Let's go horizontal now to circularize our orbit. And there we go. We're in orbit with pretty much no fuel left. So we detach, a little quick rotation to knock it out of the way. Why the hell not? And of course we turn on the lights. So let's go ahead, start the generators, kick out the solar panels. So there's been a catastrophic failure on our spacecraft and we've ejected. So we're now clear of the debris. Which, that's what that is floating behind us, the silhouette. Our pretend debris. Check the solar panels, yep. Generators are going. Just align with the sun. This is a bit of a boring bit. I'm basically just sat there waiting for some fuel to be generated. Anyone for a game of Twister? Okay. How about strip poker? Monopoly? Okay, so slight issue with recording the video there. Not too much time has passed. So we're looking for an orbit. We want to come down over land for this one, so a little bit of time acceleration. We've got the solar panels out. Fuel levels have fully regenerated, so we've just activated the little micro engines. Pointing in retrograde and just doing a slight burn. See how much thrust we've actually got. A little bit of time warp forward, and then we start burning to deorbit. This is with the regenerated fuel in the rescue pod. So we give it full blast, and as you can see, our fuel is being used. So watching our perigee. And of course keeping an eye on the panels. And now we're going to bring them in. The view's just changed, signifying that we are suborbital. Ideally want somewhere reasonably flat. So while it might take an absolute age with those engines, they are of course lightweight, and eventually they do the job, as you can see. So we know, because of atmospheric drag, what it says is the point that we're going to land is not actually where we're going to land, which is fine. We can take care of that. We know we come up short, so that's not really going to be an issue. So we've got the solar panels in. We are ready for atmospheric re-entry. We're just starting to touch the upper atmosphere now, which means because we have the SAS turned off, means that we'll rotate tail first into the direction of travel. Which is always a good thing because we have our parachute set up basically in the nose. So travelling tail first means we're going to be tail down and nose up. Little blip on the SAS to keep us aligned with our path as we come in. Great big fireball here. Of course, we don't have deadly re-entry or anything like that. But it's always good to see a nice fireball. Right, fireball's ended, slowing down rapidly, and we bring out all the chutes. The drogues and the main chutes. Drop the landing legs, and now we start going pretty much vertically straight down. (5,000 meters). Right, and that's the drogue chutes now fully open. And we're slowing down quite nicely. Less than 3,000 meters above sea level, which is probably about 2, maybe 300 meters above sea level with the ground at the moment, something like that. Just waiting for all the main chutes now. (2,000 meters). You can see the 8 main chutes dancing around there. Still not opened yet, and there they go. And a very nice slow descent that we have. Coming up for 1,000 meters. All looking good, nice slow descent. All the Kerbals are still alive, although I'm pretty sure they look quite bored. And say hello to the ground. Yeah. Turns out it's about 800 metres, 856. Oh well, we are indeed down. We are indeed down safely. Nothing damaged, destroyed, no Kerbals are dead. We are quite stable, the RCS can't kick us over. Quite impressed with just how stable that actually is. I'm using both the reaction control and the RCS. And stupid me presses the wrong key. You know what, I'll try and get it back up again. Is that gonna happen? Well, oops, a little bit more damage there. So at this point we're pretty much just having a bit of fun. And the Kerbals look stunned. Sky ground, sky ground, sky ground, sky ground. Yep, definitely don't think they realise what it is I'm actually doing to them. I'm basically just seeing if the pod will roll, which kinda does. I think we might be stuck now. Is that a landing leg we're stuck on, something like that? There we go, freed her up. We're just having a roll around, just a bit of fun at this point. We've tested the module, we know it works. Up, and we run out of RCS. Go! We could activate the generators, but we've got no solar panels, so we're going to run out of power pretty quick. And there we go. The other thing is we do have the nuclear generators on, so they will generate a little bit of power. Now most of it, I'm kind of surprised that the nuclear generators didn't explode. And that is the end of the video. So, I'm CW, and today we didn't really crash, we just had a little bit of an oopsie. Kind of. Bye for now.